All right, let's get this party started. All right, so listen, Tonya Tko here. And as you know, I'm a self love specialist on TonyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourself and each other. And on this channel, I make videos for men on Man Day and for women and men throughout the rest of the week. I answer questions. I have a Facebook page, I have a book, I have all of this stuff, right? And I also love to travel. And I've been working on, hey everybody, welcome in. I've been working on doing this trip to Nigeria. And for some reason, I don't know what's going on. I'm nervous about my Nigeria trip. For the past 2 days, I've been working on trying to get my plane ticket. And I can't go through with it for some reason. I don't know what's going on with me. Oh, all right. Hey Emma, hey Mon. So Mon is here. Hey Candace. Candace, how was that festival in Brooklyn? My sister actually went. And I was so beat from the night before. I was so beat from the night before. But you know what? So when I woke up that morning, I was like, I could not even move. Whatchamacallit? But I have a ticket that's on reserve right now. I have 24 hours to cancel the ticket. And I'm like, oh, I should cancel it. I should cancel it. I should cancel it. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And so Aisha is saying that about the Soul Summit. Are you talking about the self love soul sauna that I planned for the 29th of June, and then I had to change the date because of I don't remember what it was why I had to my website failed on the day that I created the event, and then the event got deleted from the website, so I didn't get a chance to promote it. And you know, I've been wanting to reschedule the date while I'm here in New York, but honestly, oh, 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 what? Oh goodness, that's so crazy. I thought she was talking about the event that I was doing. So, all right, so if she's talking about something else, then we'll move on. So, it was in Fort Greene Park. Oh, okay. What's making me want to cancel? I would say just the unknown. Like, you know, I have plenty of time to plan the trip, but I have plenty of time to plan a trip, but I just, you know, just the unknown. Like, I'm like, okay, so when I get there, so you know, so it's not like another country where you could just go rent a car and just whatever. I kind of feel, for some reason, I just feel like it's like well, my instinct is telling me to do the trip. That's why I began planning it. But, you know, I was robbed in Guatemala. I was robbed when I got to Guatemala. Um, it was just, I just don't want avoidable issues. You know what I mean? My trip to Nigeria is scheduled for December, from the beginning of December to, well, I'd say mid December to mid January. So I plan on spending New Year's out there. So Brown Star, your friend went last month and she had a wonderful time. Which part of Nigeria did she go to? And see, so that's the thing. So when I went to go look for a tourist book or a guidebook for Nigeria, I could not find one, right? I could not find an updated one. So like Lonely Planet has one from West Africa, but from like 10 years ago, something like that, just some ridiculous amount of time ago. And I'm just like, I just, I don't know. I just don't want any issues. Yeah, I was robbed in Guatemala. It's dangerous in Guatemala. It's dangerous in places. I don't want a travel buddy. I do not want to travel with another human being. I just want to go and I want to have my trip. Yeah, I'm going with myself and I don't want to travel with another person. When you travel with another person, you have to take them and their schedule and all of that other stuff into consideration. I don't want to do that. I just want to go have my trip and do what I need to do, what I want to do, have my fun or have my adventure, whatever, and then go from there. Okay, so Brown Star is saying that she knows a lot of Nigerians and they're always going, and it seems like a fun place to go. So she was in Lagos. Okay, so I want to, I want to get so these are some of the things that are concerning me, right? I want to know, how will I get around? Like, how will I get from point A to point B if I don't have a rental car? So I don't want to be dependent on public transportation. Oh Lord, not today. It's saying, girl, don't be nervous. Go get us a husband. Ciao. That's funny. So, Brown Star is funny, saying she likes to travel alone, babysitting and lost folks. Yeah. And so Raquel is saying, you draw that energy to you. I think that that is a lie. I think that's a lie. I think that there are certain things that I think for the overall, I think that there's an overall theme, right? I think that there are things that I think that there are things that are, that you on a soul level coordinate for your life, right? And I don't believe that you particularly, quote unquote, draw a certain thing to you unless that is part of your soul's plan for your life direction, etc. That's how I feel. I used to feel like, oh, if I feel a certain thing, I'm going to bring it into my life, and that just makes your mind an unsafe battlefield where you're not allowed to have any type of thought without that thought manifesting. And so I when I was younger, and some of you who've watched my videos for a long time, you know that one of my big life fears has been getting into an abusive relationship. And I actually met a guy who was a person who was physically, he had been physically violent with at least one of his exes, and he and I were dating. And it wasn't in my cards to be with a physically violent male, even though that had been a fear of mine. Like, it had been a tremendous fear. And so I always thought that I would draw that into my life, that I would draw a violent man into my life, and that I would be in this violent relationship. And so I don't want to say having that quote unquote fear made me more cognizant of early warning signs. I don't want to say that. However, it just, in the early stages of our dating, he was disqualified. I don't think physical abuse lives in a canteen that is vacuumed off from everything else. I think that there are a whole host of other issues that exist with a person who also happens to be physically violent, and the physical violence is a part of an overall dysfunction with this human being. You know what I mean? So even though I had had this fear for so much time, it wasn't in the cards for me, because early warning signs of potential problems, that mofo was cut off very early on in our relationship. He had proven himself to be a liar. You know what was the last straw for me? Well, it was two different things, right? Two different things. This guy who was who was who had indicated that he had been physically violent with one of his exes, right? I don't remember the succession of events, but all of these things happened, I'd say, all together, right? He was a tremendous neat freak, right? Like he was really, really neat. And of course, I'm unkept. I'm unkempt. Or at least I was back then. I have now come into, it's like when you have an unkempt mind, your outside, your surroundings look unkempt as well. So when I was in TKO skin, everything was always everywhere. And so he was a tremendous neat freak. And so he was always cleaning the production loft, right? He was always cleaning it. He would make it look brand new, right? And so one day I noticed that a champagne glass of mine was missing. So I had an employee, and she and I used to have like champagne days. She was into like sensory type of things. So she really loved really delicious sweets. She is Japanese. And so she was just into these decadent things. So we had like, what was it? Was it Pierre Chandon? Perrier Jouet. It was Perrier Jouet. I had like a gift set of Perrier Jouet with two champagne glasses in it, and we would just like live it up inside the loft. And so he had been he this was one of the times that he was cleaning the loft, and I came in maybe the next work day or whatever, and I looked up on the shelf, and one of the champagne glasses was gone, right? And I was like, what happened to the champagne glass? And I was like, maybe it fell and broke or whatnot. I didn't know, but I know that there were two there. Then I spoke to him, and he lied about it. He lied about the champagne glass. Or he said that he didn't see it, or he didn't know what happened or whatever, right? And I asked my employee about it, and she had been working with me for years, right? He was the only new entity the environment. And he said he didn't know what happened to the glass, that the glass was there before he was cleaning, and then it wasn't there after. And he lied about that. And when he lied about that, I got turned off. I got turned off. He, and then what else happened? Around, like I'm telling you, a succession of three different things. And then he told me about this violent event with one of his exes, and I lost my sexual attraction for him when he told me about this, about how he had punched one of his exes in the face, that she threw a knife at him, and he punched her. And I lost my sexual attraction for him when he told me that story. And then I like still tried to be, friendly with him or whatever. But then he stood me up, and those three things, like, I couldn't, mm-mm. I couldn't. It wasn't, it, I couldn't. I couldn't. But for some reason, from what it is that I remember, I don't think I ever saw him again after he told me that story about how he punched his ex. I don't remember ever seeing him again after that, because I could not, like, I felt like sandpaper on the inside. I just dried up for him. I felt like a vacuumed loofah. I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't. So, all right. Okay, so Dana is saying, what about Nigeria? Okay, so let's see. What about Nigeria would make me afraid? Just so Rachel is saying, I feel like if you're stuck in negativity, it draws it to you. Words and thoughts are very important in my opinion. I wrote a book on affirmations, of course. Words and thoughts are very important. However, one of the things that we must do is we mustn't penalize ourselves for being human. It's like we mustn't penalize ourselves for being human. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm saying, you know what? I'm nervous about this trip. I'm coming out and I'm expressing what it is that I'm feeling. And essentially, what you're doing is you're telling me to either pretend I'm not feeling the way I'm feeling or shut the F up about it. And that doesn't resonate because we must be able to process. We must be able to process. And and when we start talking about emotional intelligence, it is the emotionally intelligent thing to do that if you're having a feeling, work through that feeling. You know what I mean? And I don't know how many other places in your life do you tell people that they should not talk about certain things or experience certain things because then it'll just perpetuate. Allow a person to get the shit out. Let them get it out. God, leave. And so Mon is saying, would you feel better if you met up with someone that lives there? You know what? I would feel better if somebody that I know, like somebody if I that I know, if they had a contact there that they knew, and that contact was in contact with me, and I could have that person as a resource while I'm there. That would make me feel better. Okay, so Yusef is saying hire a driver. I won't have any problems because they drive crazy. So don't drive from city to city as you might run into village danger. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm only going to be in Lagos. I only plan to be in Lagos, so that's about it. Just in the areas where tourists frequent. I don't plan on going off the beaten path. And you know what, Rachel or Raquel, you are more than happy to feel however it is that you choose to feel. I don't believe in negativity and positivity because that's a judgment. We judge how it is that we're feeling and what we're experiencing as quote unquote negative, and we judge something else as positive so that we assign, oh, positive is good, negative is something you want to avoid. When there's space for us to feel every way that we feel. Every way that we feel is okay. And the way that I feel right now is okay. And it's okay for me to talk about it. And Dana's saying, I was in an abusive relationship years ago, and what it did for me was make me stronger, not while I was going through it, of course. Yeah, you know what? I'd love to ask somebody who was in an abusive relationship, is my theory correct that this person showed warning signs of control, disrespect, poor character, poor integrity long before the physical abuse started? Is my theory correct? Okay, so CSL is saying be careful what taxis you get in and hold on, watch your purse. Hint, hint. Okay, thank you. Traveling alone, especially to such a dangerous region, is doable, but you need a really good plan. Well, yeah, you know what? Tell me what is it that you feel that makes it a dangerous region, and then what are some of the things that you feel would be the things that a person would need to do to plan. And Dana is saying that made her stronger. She knows she would never tolerate it again. And Deze is saying Nigeria is hot and being terrorized by Fulani herdsmen, including that of Lagos you mentioned. I am Biafran, but I live and work in Dubai currently. Be very careful. Monica saying avoid taxis. Okay. And I is saying Nigeria is no more dangerous than America. I is saying I go to Africa 3 times a year. And Mama saying those glasses are beautiful. Ooh la la. Cool, Jasmine, have fun. I must say I'm a bit worried about you going there alone. Don't please have no worry for me, please, because if by the time that I build up to be able to go, the energy that I want is energy of envisioning amazing experiences. And Jasmine is saying, I plan to go to Nairobi in December with a group of girls, but I can't find the actual yellow fever vax. Okay. And Deze is saying, I'm from Nigeria, and Nigeria is not safe at all now. And Rachel is saying, is it Rachel or Raquel? I think it's Rachel spelled like that, right? Or is it Raquel? I think, oh, I don't know. Okay. And S Shark is saying acknowledging your feelings. And and R Roberts is saying, I'm saying work at positive thinking. No one is perfect. I do not believe in positive thinking because I do not believe in positive or negative. I believe that things are just what they are. And what we have right now is a situation where you're imposing your belief system on me when I've not asked for that. I've not asked for what people consider quote unquote negative or positive. I've not asked for that. And words and thoughts are important, but when traveling alone, there are considerations, your feelings are valid. Not today is saying, I like your openness. My last comment, I was joking. We're here for you. Talk about it. I didn't even see your last comment. And Dana is saying, is that where firewood rape happens when women go to collect firewood and are raped? I'm not sure if that's Nigeria or not. And so, see, that's the thing. I think that, there's a lot of different things that we hear about an entire continent, and we just hear the stories and it just starts to overlap with all sorts of things. And CSL is saying it's totally okay to feel nervous. Positive thinking does not always prevent negative events. And you know what? And so here we go with positive and negative again, right? When when we like we're still assigning, oh, this is positive, this is negative. I mean, there are things that occur that feel uncomfortable to us, but is that negative? You know what I mean? Is it a negative thing that thing occurred? Or if there's a greater lesson or something that helps you grow from it or strengthens you, was it negative? You know what I mean? And Monique is saying the way international travel has been lately, I would be nervous as well. I wanted to go to Peru Carnival, but the crime is so bad. I don't know. It depends on where you want to go in Peru. I went to Miraflores and I stayed in Miraflores for about a month, and it was a beautiful, wonderful experience. And there's cabs everywhere. There's buses that are generally safe to take. I traveled with myself there. I had a mobile phone there. It was cool for me. And so that's the thing. Sometimes we feel a feeling before a thing, and then we actually go through that thing and realize that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. All right. And so Rachel is saying, just saying it's important to try to stay positive and in a place of light and love is all. You can definitely voice whatever you like, sis. Okay. I have found that the people who talk about love and light are some of the people who are struggling with staying loving and staying lighted. Just release and relinquish that. I don't know what type of issues you're having with positive, negative, and all that other stuff, but please leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. I'm not interested, but thank you. I'm not interested. Aisha's saying, I like the idea of hiring a driver. I did that in Dubai and it was extremely cheap and beneficial. Oh, okay, nice, nice. When I went to Dubai, how did I get around in Dubai? I did buses and stuff like that. I actually felt really safe traveling around in Muslim countries. There's a different section of the bus for women versus men. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing. And the driver was able to suggest the go-to spots. Yes, I bet, for a little handoff on the side from the go-to spot. And Monica saying, I thought you want to travel all over Nigeria. No, I don't want to travel all over Nigeria. I It's but not on my first trip. No, I want to stay in Lagos my first trip. I don't want to go all over. If I go over and I mean, this is just one trip. If I go over and I meet amazing people who actually have contacts in these other areas, that's a different story. But no. And Sarafina is saying, through the most hardest times, I grew the most. Okay. And so Delilah's saying, what about the Nigerian guy? You know, how can he help you? You know, I talked about that in the last video. He blocked me. He blocked me. So he's not a contact anymore. So he's, because remember, he wanted me to stay in his house. First, he said I could stay in his house. And then he started saying that he was going to plan a trip over there at the same time that I was there. And I don't want those issues. I just, you know how sometimes, you know, you can avoid foolishness before it happens. He and I are not, we're not active in that way. We don't have that type of relationship. We hung out, he courted me, but when it got time to that stage, to either go to the next stage or wither off, I decided to wither off because I didn't want to go to the next stage. And so I thought that that was just some foolishness waiting to happen that I just wasn't in the mood for. So he ended up not, he told me to take him off my plans, and then he blocked me not long after. And so Jackie Aina and me Ami McClure. I hope that's not from the McClure twins, because if she's Nigerian, I'm not, I don't know if I'm interested in that contact. So yes, I will be vlogging while I'm there so that you all can see Nigeria, so that the next time somebody wants to go, they can have a more complete sense of how it is and what it is over there. So Rachel then. But BB is answering that, not Rachel. I'll just call her Rachel until I know better. All right, so Kim is popping in and out for lunch hour. Yusuf is saying, I feel like you feel like you try going to BVI for Carnival. It's in August, blah, blah, blah. And Maria is saying that she's from Mexico and hasn't been because oh, Raquel is spelled with a Q? Raquel? Oh, I did not realize that. So it could be Rachel then. But every man in every abusive relationship is different in how they control, abuse, etc. Okay. And Rachel, you are not making me feel as if you're imposing. I am the only person that has control of my feelings. You cannot make me feel anything. So this is, it's my feeling. It's my feeling. I own it. You know, I'm sure you mean the best. You know what I mean? It's like, so this is the thing. You know, I told you I'm not interested, and you're continuing on. So, or you were continuing on, by now you've probably stopped. Oh God, you're still going on. If I wish for something bad to happen to someone, that's negative. God help me. Some people just don't know when to stop. You know what I mean? So somebody read an article, 5 degrees of separation theory. I don't know. Okay. I thought it was 6 degrees of separation. And so Shark is saying, I never liked the idea of black cats being negative. Sharky, you got your books, right? Because it's been some time now. I remember you ordered something, but I think it was the books. Did you get them already? Did you leave your review on Amazon? I never liked the idea of black cats being negative. I love cats and I love black. Mind over matter and belief systems put you in black and white state of mind. And so Kim is saying, I travel every 3 months. I don't go scared. It's crime in California. If you read your passport, it says you're on your own while Travi International. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I actually just, while we were doing this broadcast, an associate Nigerian just sent me a text, and the text said that he has a friend in Nigeria who will pick me up from the airport. So I feel a little better. I feel a little better about that. And Dana says, yes, I feel it helped me grow into the Dana I am today. I feel you, girl. And so Rachel is saying, I will not voice my opinion anymore. When we start talking about emotional intelligence, let's be adults. You know what I mean? Let's stop playing the victim over here. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation with people, respect how it is that they feel. And you know what? Oh, my phone is ringing. I have to end that phone call. Sorry about that. Have a conversation with people, respect how people feel. If they're not interested, it's not personal, they're just not interested. But to dive back into this victim mind of I won't express my feelings my opinion anymore. Personally, I don't care. You're a grown woman. At least I hope you are. My average viewer is a 30-year-old woman, so I can imagine that you're grown. And if you're grown and that's how you choose to interpret it and what it is that you choose to do with your opinion, by all means, do whatever you choose to do. That's on you, babe. I express my opinion. Look. So you do what you do, huh? Candace is saying America has mass murders and people still flock here, which is true. Which is true. And Dana's saying she loves me so hard. It is very entertaining. And so Mom is saying, Lord have mercy. You said you were not into the positive thinking thing. We need to learn to respect one another's choices. And Shark is saying it has strings attached. You know what I'm saying? We're going in and out of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn off the data and hope that it'll be a little bit stronger than this since it keeps freezing. And Kim is saying, agreed, school shootings and police violence. And Monica says, haha, staying in his house. Are you kidding me? And Chaz is saying he wanted some. And then there's a little kitty right there. I bet. And Beauty is saying he should come to America first. No, I met him in America. He lives in America, but he was traveling. He goes back and forth to Nigeria. He's a I told you all about him before, but you might not be hearing nothing else about him since man blocked me. The man blocked me. And so we have a person who's going to get blocked on the channel because I'm just not in the mood today. And Dana's saying, girl, stop. Go into the light, Coraline, or Carol Lane. And so Beauty's saying, yes, vlog your trip. Give yourself more credit. I have already prayed on it. You'll be received well. You being yourself will get through. Okay. And Rachel is still going on. I really do mean the best. I'm done. Oh, God. I want to know if there's anybody out there. Oh, God. You guys, I make videos almost every day. And I come on live often, so you all know my personality by now. Is there anybody out there who thinks that I feel like this interaction with Rachel is a pleasant one? Anybody out there who's feeling that way? Is there anybody out there who feels that it's appropriate to continue to go on and on and on? It's just, ugh, ugh. I can't. I'm getting grossed out. I find it irritating. Mon is saying vlogging while you are there may help with your safety. People with the wrong intentions don't want to be caught on camera. Child, people could take your camera and just keep on going. Then they caught on camera, but now they got the camera. You know what I'm saying? And Maria is saying, I'm sure when you get there, you'll feel better and have tons of fun. Just stay alert, stay alive. Like they say in the military, as long as you come home alive and healthy, everything else is an adventure. I know that's right. Who said that one? Maria Elizabeth? You go, girl. I feel you on that. Good luck on your trip, Randy says. Calamari says freezing, screen frozen, boundaries. S Shark, girl, give me a high five on that. Oh, God. And Rachel is saying, you just said you didn't want to hear my opinion. That is not respecting my opinion. I am expressing what it is that I want and don't want. What you want has no bearing. What you want does not supersede what I want for me. And this person I find to be obnoxious. And she's going into timeout because I am repulsed Like I'm repulsed. Like I find that behavior revolting. I just find it revolting. Like, and we have to be emotionally intelligent enough to be able to see when we're annoying people. This person was annoying me. God. Like, we're adults. Please be grown. I don't have the time for this BS. And I'm from New York too, so I have even less time than other people because I'm from the Bronx and we keep it real out here. I'm not going to pretend as if I don't feel something I'm feeling. And I see a whole bunch of deleted comments from her, which means she just kept going on and on. Just, ugh, grotesque. I would appreciate if a person, look, honey, my channel is obviously not working for you, and I beckon you to go forth into some other channel where you feel more comfortable interacting with the host in any ways that you feel imposing on. You see, it's people like that that end up in abusive relationships because they themselves exhibit characteristics and behaviors of abuse, and they push that outward onto other people. And so when they get that back from others, they make all types of excuses for it because they themselves impose on others. Just grotesque. Ugh. Just funky. Just funky. Mon, and someone was talking about self-esteem. Mon is saying that's awesome. You were able to make a Nigerian connection because you spoke about your feelings. Now you have an airport pickup. December is far enough away to make more connections. Yes. And you know what? Actually, this is a person, I don't know if you all remember when I was displaced, I went on a Nigerian show in LA. I was on a show that was broadcast in Nigeria, so the people on the show were Nigerian. So I was like, you know what, let me reach out to one of the people who were on that show, and we've stayed in touch over the years. So I thought of him, I reached out to him, he just reached back out to me. And so and so Dana, it got some loving food from her husband. I was like, oh, your husband living? You got a non-living husband? So go ahead and enjoy your food. Eliana need an Advil. And so Eliana is saying, who is Rachel? She's been put in timeout now, so you can't even see her comments right now. And if she comes back with nonsense, she's going to be blocked on my channel because I can't deal with irritation. Like people who irritate me, I can't with that. I just have to remove it from me. And Kim is saying, I've seen you go ham on someone before. I was like, ouch. But your slap back is strong sometime, but you ain't for everybody. No, I'm not for everybody. And Kim Watkins said that. And so Andis is saying there's a guy with a profile name who always goes in, and if you disagree, he goes in on you. Jessica's saying hello. All right, so I want to get to the bottom of the list. So welcome in, everyone. Okay. All right, so Mama is chastising Rachel. Girl, I feel you. But she's been put in timeout. Hopefully the timeout was enough for her. If it's not, she could get put onto a permanent timeout. It keeps freezing, so we don't have a good connection right now. We don't have a good connection right now. So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay on if we don't have a good if the connection is not going to stay up, then maybe I need to restart my phone or whatnot. I really don't know. But yeah, so basically we were just talking about the Nigerian trip. And so I think I'm going to go over to Airbnb, book my place to stay. I think once I book my place to stay, I think things would are gonna fall into place. And then also, I've been feeling a little apprehensive about committing to the trip. Like you're gonna do something is one thing, actually committing is another thing. So I am. You know what? One of the things that Mr. RV, I just, I don't know why you're telling people to shut up, and I don't know why you think that I would enjoy seeing you write that across my board while I'm broadcasting, you know? So I don't know why you think that that would make me feel good. But nonetheless, let's go forward. Um, so Kim, you know what? I should do more meetups, but I've only recently been in New York and LA. I'll probably do a meetup in New York before all is said and done. I wanted to do a workshop out here, but I didn't get a chance to really plan it well. So I should do a meetup. I should do a meetup. Here I should do a meetup in LA. I don't know, this Mercury retrograde has been having me just feel kind of off, so I'm working on just keeping my head above water. All right. So here we go with another person talking about positive, etc. That person is in timeout. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have the time for it. Candace is saying Mercury is in reggaeton. I know that's right. Shoot. There's a lot going on with Mercury right now and the whole energy and vibration out there. All right. So, I was saying what would make me feel one of the things I'll say one of the things that is kind of I have a feeling about. So this is one of my concerns. One of my concerns is that when I go over to Nigeria, that I won't fit in and that I will stand out and that I'll be isolated and ostracized. That's one of my concerns, that I'll go and I don't know the food, I don't know the style of dance. I mean, even though genetically I'm Nigerian and people should be able to recognize the genetics, right? That when I go over that I won't be received, and that that I'll go out to have fun, and that when I go out to have fun that I'll just kind of not really mesh well or meld well with the people, and that I'll be out all alone on the side by the wall, and I'll be like, no one likes me, no one will talk to me, they have cliques, and their cliques don't want me in it. They don't want me in it. And that the men won't like me and the girls will snub me and that I'll just be all alone. All alone. I'll be like, oh, I'll be like, why? Why did I come out here? So, you know what? You know what? It feels so good to get that off of my chest. That is underneath all what is really kind of what's really kind of troubling me. So now that I've gotten that off of my chest, I realize how ridiculous it sounds. I realize how ridiculous it sounds just saying it out loud. It makes me realize that thought is ridiculous. That there are millions of people in Nigeria, and that I'm going to be fine. I'm going to go over, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to meet other people who are traveling. I'm going to meet people who are from Nigeria. I'm going to meet people who are expats who moved to Nigeria. I'm going to meet people who are exploring for the first time. I'm going to meet people who are on their way to Ghana for Afrochella. I'm going to meet a lot of people and I'm going to have a good time. The men are going to be gorgeous. The women are going to be sisters. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And so, L is saying it's good to stay grounded during a retrograde. Use black tourmaline or selenite stones and burn compo to clear the airways. It helps. Okay. Okay. So Anna D wants to see how I like Nigerian food. You know, I've already had jollof rice, and that was delicious. So that was good. And Mon is saying, I think you are sweet and personable. People will enjoy your company. You think I'm sweet even though I just snapped on a person on my broadcast and then put them in timeout? I'm going to tell you what them Niger men and boys will say. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. You know what? All right. Let's see. Okay. So Candace wants to call in. I think the phone lines are still open from yesterday. Hold on. Let me get my thing. All right. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. All right. All right. So you want to call in, Candy? Let me see. Let me get my let me get oh my gracious, Summer is saying you are going to be foreign pum. They are interested. When you say pum, I'm wondering whether you mean pomegranate, meaning that I'm so nutritious, seeming that I seem like a fruit, a pum, like a pomegranate. I hope that's what you're talking about. A pomegranate. Okay, so listen, the telephone number is 323. Candace, it's 323-488-3149. I'm foreign. Pum. Does running or meditating help you? You know what? As a matter of fact, I haven't meditated in some time, so maybe I do need to do some meditation. I haven't meditated since I've been here. You know, I'm going to tell you all, okay, I'm going to tell you all something else that is kind of troubling me. Okay? I'm going to be open and honest with you all. I I can't say it out loud. I can't say it. I can't say it. I you go, Lord, the girl is saying boom boom. Lord of mercy. All right, another thing is okay, so this is another thing that's troubling me. So you know that I've dated Nigerian men before, right? Because I look Nigerian because I'm genetically Nigerian. So so Nigerian men have been attracted to me and I them. And one of a Nigerian guy that I dated many years ago, he would go on and on and on about, and I was in my 20s then, and he was telling me about how in his culture that even the age that I was in my 20s, that I was considered old and that I was getting old in my 20s. And I was like, what? And so now that I'm getting ready to go over to Nigeria, there's a part of me that wonders whether or not what it is that he was saying is true, and that once I go over there, that I'm going to be confronted by a lot of people who have this belief that a woman out of her 20s is old. So that's one of the things that's troubling me, right? And then there's a part of me that's wondering, okay, am I am I it's frozen again, and look at that look on my face too. It's so cute. My look is cute, but nonetheless, the telephone number is 323-488-3149. And then also, so you F that believe. And since Summer saying I'm seasoned, I got seasoned pum pum Summer. I got seasoned pum pum. Okay, so that's one of the things that I'm like, okay, so is this an ageist society? Right. You called. Let me check the lines and make sure that the lines are open. Oh, you know what? I don't have the page open. So that's one of the things. And then also, another thing that I'm concerned about is, am I old? You know, am I old? Do I still have the energy that I had when I was younger and traveling? Like when I go out there for New Year's, am I going to have the energy to go out to the nightclubs? Am I going to have the energy to rock all night like I used to do? Like I used to do. You know what I mean? Am I getting old? Am I just not interested in the things that I was interested in before? Like when I would travel before, like this is gonna be New Year's, right? And so I'm gonna be there for New Year's, and am I going to be, I'm just, give me a second, I'm just putting some people in timeout because I'm not here for the shits today. Oh God, fermented boom boom, lot of mercy. And then so no, I don't think that I'm chronologically old. Like, of course there's a long way to go. But I'm wondering whether or not my life has changed in such a way that I'm not going to be interested in really going doing the things that I would have done in my younger days that would have allowed me to enjoy the travel. So one of my concerns is, have I outgrown the stage where have I outgrown the stage where I feel like I do the things that I would have done when I was younger to be social, so that when I go out there, then I'm going to be isolated and not really meeting people, because I'm just going to be just low key, just rolling, in my dolo kind of way. You know what I mean? So that's what one of my real concerns is right there. That's what one of my real concerns is. So what are your thoughts about those concerns? I guess if I hear, give me a second, I'm logging in right now, Candace. I'm logging in. So, all right. So you can go ahead and call back. I just logged in, so I'll answer the call. So Ariel, what are the things that I want to do? What I want to do. So Sweet Home Alameda is on. She's missed me. We get older. Our wives are not boring. So, all right, you're on the air live with Tonya. What's up?
My sister, you are your right pomegranate.
You're so silly.
I had to go there. I had to. I'm so happy. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I was just gonna say, see, I think Mon and another person in the chat alluded to the same thing. Can you hear me well? I hope it's not too much echo or anything.
It's a little fuzzy, but go ahead. Can you guys hear her? Let me know if you can hear
Is
her
that
well.
better?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I turned the volume down. Okay, yeah. So we were saying the same thing. Like you're talking about it and your energy, and the universe was listening, and there you go. A text, a phone call about a cab ready for you in the airport. Boom, there we go. So everything is falling into place, you know? What I was saying, I think you asked a question about like if you're too old for Nigeria. Absolutely not. You're gonna have those people so confused. Your energy is so hot. I tried to write it in the text, but it wouldn't go through.
Oh,
I wrote
okay.
that your energy is so banging and popping. You know, like there's no way that you're gonna have issues in Nigeria, and your plan is absolutely perfect. That was my maybe my suggestion to anyone traveling internationally. Someone that know
Uh-huh.
who knows someone over there that they know that can be a contact for you
Yeah.
on the ground here, but even when you land, because it's not about places being dangerous. I also commented that America is crazy and dangerous too. People come here all the time.
Yeah, it's
People
true.
come to America all the time. I think someone also wrote that we're not a third world country, and like, but we're doing the same stuff. We're having mass murderings at the school. I don't hear that from any other part of the world. So there's this whole uh, this idea that we can just quickly call any other country third world, or that they have poor politics or
Yeah.
poor criminal justice system, et
Yeah.
cetera, and it's unsafe for us to travel. But it's really just propaganda, in my opinion. And
Okay.
I think it'd be perfectly fine and safe going to Nigeria or any other country as long as you have contact. And there you go. I know it's like
Okay.
the 5 degrees, it's 6 degrees of separation, I think it is.
Okay.
Something like what you said, yeah. So, yeah, you already know the person that you need to know.
Okay. All right. So you know what? That's good. That's good. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Candace. Thank you.
I just wanted to call and give some good energy. Hi, everybody in the chat. I'm jumping back in the comments.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Hi.
Okay. So you know what? That's so true. That's so true. And so yeah, so that's really true. Okay, so well, I've told you all what I'm afraid of, right? So now I'll tell you guys what it is that I want to do, what I would be looking forward to doing, right? So ideally, if I could have the perfect trip, if I could have, listen, if I could have the perfect trip, like if I could plan out a trip to be perfect from beginning to end, this is what the trip would have in it. Okay. So, if I could plan a perfect trip, I'm just brainstorming off the top of my head, so it may not be perfect and it can also change in the future. If I could plan the perfect trip, so I would go over, I would have a person who would pick me up, and I would stay in a wonderful Airbnb. I would rent out the whole entire place for the Airbnb. It would be in an amazing area that's within walking distance to food and other things, right? So that I could just walk to be able to get my food and stuff every day, that it would be a built up area, and that it would be an area that is also frequented by people who are well to do, and yeah, people who are well to do and doing well for themselves, so that there's high quality, authentic food around, but clean, high quality, wonderful. Okay? And then I would ideally bump into some other people, some women who are traveling from the United States, right? I would love to meet, you know what I love? I love meeting other women who are solo travelers, because these are women who get up and go. They do what they need to do, what they want to do, how they want to do it. And when it's time to make moves, they make moves. They're innovative, they're creative, they're friendly. They also like meeting other people. I have so many people on my Instagram and my Facebook pages who were other female solo travelers that I met traveling through Latin America, right? So one thing that one thing that I would love to do is meet other women who are solo travelers, like fiercely just powerful women who are making moves, who also have contacts in the United States and are interested in, building other contacts out there. People who have family in Nigeria who could invite me over to the family home, even if the family home is outside of Lagos, right? And then go over to their family house and have authentic food, spend a night or two with the family. So I would keep my Airbnb for the entire month. And then I would travel, like if I met somebody who was like legit, and they also had like public page or profile, and they were like people that I could trust, right? Then I would go to their house, be able to, and then kind of meet up with other people who are making moves. I would love to meet like international business people who travel back and forth to Nigeria on business. I would love to like go out and see what the night scene is like. Ideally, I would love to recapture like some of the things that I used to love to do when I was younger, like being invited into a person's VIP where they're popping champagne and all you have to do is just have a good time and be cute and just have fun, right? Just I would love to just go out, be invited into the VIP, or already have the VIP set up before I go out, and then just drink some champagne and go out and dance and have a good time and just have it be fun, right? And then what else? What else? I would love to like, ooh, listen, landing on the ground at the airport. Oh, no. Getting bumped up to first class. Listen, getting bumped up to first class and sitting next to a gorgeous international businessman who is dying to take me out once we dying to take me out once we get on. But I'm vegetarian, Swift, so I don't eat. So like igosi soup has like meat in it. So I would love to like. So then he'd be like, oh, and then I would, oh, ideally I would have a mobile phone before I even get over there. So I would like buy a mobile phone in New York that can be used in Nigeria, and then once I get there, like at the airport, get me a SIM card, plug it in, be able to call me Ubers whenever I need to call the Ubers. The international businessman calls me up and like, what are you doing for lunch? Then he takes me like to lunch at the Four Seasons or Spinning Top Hotel or even on Atlantic City Island out there, right? And then what else? Meet some people who are on their way to Afrochella. And I'm like, okay, well, let's roll together. Let's, hire a driver, a legit driver, because we had we had a driver in Honduras, and the driver in Honduras had told us about another bus company where the bus was pulled over and everyone on the bus was robbed, right? So they were driving from one part of Honduras to the other, and everybody on the bus was robbed, all their backpacks taken, computers, phones, everything. So like these were Americans and Europeans, so they had all their stuff on them. The bus was pulled over, robbed at gunpoint, everything taken off of everybody, right? So then I guess one of the things that I could do is if I'm in an Airbnb that is legit, I could leave like some of my stuff at the Airbnb, but then I would need like a legit Airbnb where the people are a family, like a family owns it, and the family, like I meet the family. Like when I was in Puerto Rico, the Airbnb that I stayed at, the it was a wife, a husband, and two little children, and so I felt comfortable and safe there. So I could like leave the expensive stuff. But he was telling me, the bus driver was telling us about how this bus was robbed going from one part of Honduras to the other. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want that I don't want something like that to happen. But like maybe not even think about going on a road trip to Ghana because that could be very dangerous. But just straight fly to Ghana. Get to Ghana, get to Nigeria, get my plane ticket to Ghana, and then fix up wherever it is that I'm going to stay in Ghana, stay out there for 3 or 4 days, come back. So I guess I'm going to be spending New Year's in Ghana because the Afrochella Festival it stretches from like December 28th through the 3rd. And then so just leave from Ghana, go back to Nigeria, and then just finish out my trip going to lunch with the international businessman, go hanging out with some of these fly girls that I've met, and and then going from there. So yes, so that is what I would think would be a perfect trip. If I could have a perfect trip, that would be the perfect trip where there's parties that are happening, like parties with movers and shakers, where I could meet people who are in the entertainment industry in Nigeria, and somebody just loves what it is that I'm doing, invites me onto their radio show, invites me onto their morning TV show, and then I go and I'm on the international airwaves in Nigeria. That would be a perfect trip. That right there would be a perfect trip right there. Even go onto the airwaves of Ghana, get onto the radio out there. That would be a perfect trip right there. If all of that could happen, I would love that. And so Randy is saying, make sure you eat the food even if you don't like it because it's bad manners to go to someone's house and not eat. Yeah, see, well, that's the thing, because there are certain things that I just don't eat, you know? And so Sydney was saying, when I was in Ghana, a man explained to me, it reminded me that men like what they like. Some like older, some like younger, some like larger, some like small. So beautiful. He ended with, this is good. Okay. All right. So yeah, so Afrochella is this big music festival that is like Coachella. It's with Afro beats and African artists. So yes, so that's what I like. That's what I want. That's what I want. So yes, I will be there a month. And my tube is saying New Year's Eve in Ghana is lit. I heard that. I heard that the holiday season in Nigeria was I heard that the holiday season in West Africa is just amazing. That's what I heard. Like even if you look at the prices of the plane tickets, like right in that Christmas time, all of the plane tickets are expensive. Okay, so Sissy Yeme TV is a well-known Nigerian vlogger. Okay, you know what? I'll reach out to her. I'll reach out to her. So yeah, so that is what I would. Anybody else want to call in, or should I just turn off? Let me know because I could turn off the thing now. So S Shark likes the idea of. So buy what in advance? The plane ticket to Ghana. What am I buying in advance? So yeah, I could do the plane ticket to Ghana in advance, and then I'd have to get like my Airbnb. I'd have to find out where Afrochella is. I've already contacted the people at Afrochella to get a press pass or media pass, and so if I could get a media pass, Google Flights has the best ticket deals, and Togo is excellent, but only if you speak French. I feel you on that. So buy the plane tickets in advance. Okay. And then, so you know what? So I was looking for Afrochella tickets and I only saw tickets for the 28th. So it was $35 for the 28th. But then the festival says that it's going to be going on until the 3rd. So I'm like, is it, so I'm just a little bit confused about that. All right. So you know what? I hope that this broadcast is an example to everyone out there that if you're going through something, if you're frightened about something or you have a feeling about something, talk it out, write it out, work it out, but let it out and work through it. Because I was very honest with you all. I let you all know exactly the things that I was nervous about, fearful about. Because you know what? It's like fear is not rational. Well, some fear is rational, like the fear of heights is a rational fear. But other types of fears are just not rational. You know, like irrational fears just aren't rational. So this stuff that I was feeling, it wasn't even, it's not based in reality. And so saying it out loud took the power away from it. Like it had so much power inside of me that I was feeling nervous, right? But I needed to let that out in order to be able to clear the field and then be able to speak about what it is that I do want. You know what I mean? So don't listen to anybody who tells you not to be negative or this, that, and the other. Release it. But make sure that when you're releasing it, that you're releasing it. Like you're not holding anything in because while I was still holding those two little pieces in at the end, you could see that my energy was still different. And so when I really dug down deep and was like, you know what, let me just really just relinquish this. When I really dug down deep and spoke about those things about, you know, the age and, you know, whether or not, you know, I'm too old or stuff like that, then once I released that, everything just really just kind of fell into place from there. You know, so I appreciate you all holding space for me. I really appreciate that, and I encourage anyone that if you're feeling a certain way, that you talk it out and work it out. So funny, you all are funny. So it's kind of like the Essence Fest where you have experiences before and after the actual festival while people are there visiting. So once the first week is over, they release the next tickets. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, how interesting. Maybe it's like Coachella where they won't release the tickets until next week. That's interesting. Until the next week of it. All right. So, So Safrina is saying, have a great trip, Tanya, and you will have what you want on your trip. Listen, that would be amazing if I did. That right there. If everything that I described could happen, I would be very ecstatic about that. I would be very ecstatic. So yes, so put your hands in the air for me on that one. Anyway, listen, I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go break my fast with some delicious watermelon, and and then I'm gonna go from there. So I appreciate all of you holding space. Was there anybody who had anything else to say before I jumped out of here? Hey, Dupree. Having a space for a judgmentless release is so liberating. Not easy to find when so many smile in your face, but secretly pray for others' downfall. Yeah, you know what? And we had a person who was disruptive on this chat earlier. She had to go get put in timeout because she was talking about negative and positive and about how I was going to attract negativity to me by with feeling with having my authentic feelings. I probably most likely won't visit any of the villages there unless there's somebody that I meet and feel confident with, that that can take us on a safe route to get there. And does retrograde only affect communication? It affects so many different things. It can throw off your energy. It can affect computer hardware, all types of stuff. So it can throw a monkey wrench in a lot of different things. And was there? So, okay, so that was Ivana's question. Is there anybody else who has any last question before we jump out of here? Because we've been broadcasting for a little more than an hour. So I want to definitely get off of here soon. Oh, my beautiful style is all gone. It was so cute when I first got it, but it needs to be maintained. And these barbershops are talking about it's going to cost $15 to just tighten it up again. And I'm like, really? $15? So Mimi's going to Lagos next month. All right. So I need to remember the name of the young lady who you said is a who you guys said was a Nigerian YouTube star. I need that name again, but if I see it in the chat, I need somebody to like email it to me. Sissy Yemi. Okay. So S Shark is saying that's normal. They're adding the tip in. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. Because then you pay that, and then they still want a tip on top of that. And then start cutting up your hair in a bad way when they realize that you ain't tipping. Oh gosh. Use wisdom and make sure the cab door is open from the inside. Well, you know what? Listen. If you get into a cab that's suspect, but I said I want to do Uber. So Uber I think is a little safer than just a cab, because at least with the Uber you can know who is picking you up. You know what I'm saying? But that nowadays, with the way some of these Uber drivers be going off, you know? I'm gonna say one other thing that's bothering me now that we're down at the bottom of the broadcast. I'm gonna say this one last thing that's bothering me, right? And it is one last thing that's troubling me is, you know, out of all of the people that I know that I've met and have dated that are from Nigeria, that the bulk of them don't have like, okay, so this is, so you all just hold space for me real quick because I just want to work this out real quick, right? That out of all of the people that I've met from Nigeria, that the people who are closest to me, who I know, that none of them have family or direct contacts in Nigeria anymore. Like one of my exes, the one that just continues to reach out to me every once in a while just to see how I'm doing. He said all of his family moved here, and he said that the family that he has that's back there is like a 5-hour drive from Lagos. So he was like, he really didn't have much information to share with me. And then he said that I could reach out to him to, to ask other questions. But when I reached out to ask, him other questions, he just really hasn't been as responsive as I would like him to be. You know what I mean? So that is really kind of troubling me, because it's like, you know, even after I told this guy that, to leave me alone many years ago, and he was like, he's not going to leave me alone, right? That he's still going to check on me, right? Because he cares about me, etc. So, like, he'll reach out to me, and I will, I'll, after a few years of him doing this mess, I, I was like, I was like, all right, okay. So then I would speak to him, every once in a while, and then it would just wither away. But now that I'm reaching out to him, because I've never initiated contact with him after our breakup. So like he would initiate with me every once in a while, right? And I'm like, so I didn't realize up until now that if I did need to initiate contact with him, that it would just be falling on deaf ears or whatever. And I'm like, so that troubles me. So I don't know anybody besides the and then also, like, most of my exes have already all gotten married, etc. So they're out of the picture for responding anyway, right? Is he a Virgo? No, his birthday is, he's like an Aries. He's an Aries. So yeah, so the whole stubborn thing is his. I don't know what it is. I find it strange. And now I wonder to myself, because you know what, I'm not the type of person that if you reach out to me I just ignore you. I'm not that type of person. But I'm wondering now if after all, like, if I see, but the thing is, like, before, like, even if I tried to ignore him, he would just continue to reach out and reach out and reach out until he got me. And then so I realized that it's fruitless trying to ignore this person, because I'm a public persona. So it's like I have Facebook pages, I have Instagram and Twitter and all this other stuff, and he'll just find another way to reach out to me, because every few years, and I'm like, oh. So now that I need information, I'm like, so he answered some of my questions, but like the last message I sent him went unanswered, and I'm like, oh, that's how it is, mother effer? I'm like, is that how it is? Oh, so when I want to reach out, I don't get no, uh-huh. But see, I ain't gonna do like how he does, stalking. I ain't gonna do all of that. And TP saying men often go after what they feel they cannot have. No, there are people, not just men, there are people who are ungrateful, who don't have gratefulness for what it is that they do have, and because of the dysfunction that exists inside of them, they want the unattainable. That's not a male characteristic. That's a dysfunction that exists. Well, Penny, it's not like real stalking. Like, this wasn't real stalking. I'd say it was persistence, because real stalking is very scary, and we don't want that. And Deborah says Aries are arrogant. He's playing. Don't, don't it. The universe will bring you who and what you need. Thank you. But it is troubling me that when I reached out to this person after all of these years now, that when I'm the one who initiates, I can't get my response. That just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me feel, I have a feeling about that just makes me, I don't like it. I don't like it. I ain't down with that. I ain't down with it. So Michelle, are you in Nigeria right now? Which part of Nigeria are you in, and how is it? Tell us how it is. And then now we got the battle of the astrological signs going on. People talking about Virgos are the lovers. So you're in Lagos right now. How is it? Can you take some pictures of Lagos? Tell me where you're staying. Take some pictures. Email them to me. Come to my website and send me a message. TonyaTKO.com/contact. Send me a message and then I'll write back to you. And can you send me some pictures of what it's like out there? Tell me, how is Lagos right now? What's going on in Lagos as we speak? What is the nighttime like? Have you been to any of the clubs? What are the restaurants like? And so Michelle is saying it's really nice. You just have to find the right person to stay with. What does that mean? Tell me what that means, because I plan on staying in an Airbnb because I don't know anybody out there. So who are you staying with? Like, did you know people before you went there? Did you meet people after you got there? Did you have friends that hooked you up? So talk to me about that. I want to hear that. I want to see what we're talking about. So you have friends. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. And you guys are still talking about zodiacs. Okay. Okay, I'm not coming until December. Mimi saying her fiance lives there. You want me to find him for you and see what he's up to and give him a kick in the pants for you. And Ivana saying annoying, he's a user. Yeah, who knows what's going on with that person? You know? Who knows what's happening with that human? People decide who it is that they choose to be. I know who it is. I know who it is that I choose to be. You know what I mean? So I gotta let people choose who they want to be. Thank you, Penny. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, anything else? I have Nigerian friends. They told me Lagos, Nigeria is fast like New York, whatever that means. Really? Is there a language barrier? I thought everyone spoke English, Michelle. Tell me more. Tell me more. And so if Michelle is on this broadcast, she must have good internet. So she's staying in a place with good internet then. So I need to be ready for traffic. Traffic blocking. They speak pidgin. Oh, how interesting. Well, I'm Caribbean American, so I understand I I I understand most of what's communicated to me in pidgin. No, different tribes, different language, LL. Start studying now. Start studying what? What am I going to study to visit Lagos? What am I going to study? You said you're in Lagos, right? What am I going to study to visit Lagos? Honestly, and what do I need to study? Send me an email, girl. Send me an email. I want to break my fast. It's probably like 3 in the afternoon by now. Let me see. Oh God, it's almost 4 in the afternoon. So I haven't broken my fast yet. Well, I had I had like 4 almonds earlier, but I want to go break my fast. And some are saying pigeon easy for Caribbeans. Is that the same Summer who was talking about foreign pum pum? And so Wi-Fi sucks. I'm using data on phone studying the language. Okay, so which network is Nigeria on? Because I'm gonna buy a phone in New York. I'm gonna buy a smartphone here, so that okay. So I want to know what network they're on because I'm gonna buy a phone while I'm in New York. Start training your ears with their songs. Send me some songs that I should train my ears with. Because I only know Afrobeat songs. I don't know anything outside of that. So let me know. Let me know. They have different networks. You choose a SIM. Can I get a phone at the airport? They have Globe and MTM. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So let me look for, because I need to find a phone that will work on their network. I'm gonna get, because they have like in Midtown Manhattan, they have like a place that where I would get my phones before I traveled internationally. And so Deborah is saying Google and YouTube things, sis. Yeah, I Google and I YouTube. I, however, like to speak with people who are on the ground. That is a portion of my research. I'm not a millennial who is dependent on Wikipedia. I speak to people. I speak to people. So, okay, so there's Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa tribes. Yes, 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 yes. However, okay, so these are the songs that I listen to. These, oh, are they using 220 out there, Mimi? That's good information to know. So they're using 220? All right. Okay. So are they using like the European plug, the one with like the two, look like things sticking out, like two circles? Are they using like that type of plug? I'm gonna look into that because I didn't even realize that. But yes, that's definitely something that I need to make sure that I start working on. But listen, let me get out of here. I'm gonna go break my fast. If you all have other things that you need to say, you can just write them in the comments below on the video. And oh, I turned the light the wrong way. I'm turning it the other way. All right. All right. So all I need is an unlocked phone. That's cool. All right, then. So listen, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all for helping me. And I will see you all later. All right. Thank you. The email, just go to my website, tonyatko.com/contact. All right. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.